Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down below, as it would mean the absolute world to me. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So as you would have seen from the thumbnail, it is a bit of a different video today. I'm doing a Fitbit versus Apple Watch, and I often see a lot of people put on like their Instagram story or Snapchat story, like close friends of mine, I get a Fitbit and an Apple Watch. So I thought, let's go through the pros and cons of both of them. I don't really have a set amount of points. I'm just going to talk about why I moved from an Apple Watch to a Fitbit. Well, most people probably do the other way around, but honestly, I will talk about it in this video when I get started. I made the switch about 3 weeks ago and I do not regret it. So an Apple Watch retails from £199 to about £500, and I think I bought mine for £299, and it was about 2 years ago, and I loved using it. And then recently my mum got a Fitbit for Christmas. I loved her Fitbit. It was like so much better personally for what I wanted to use my Apple Watch for, so I actually made the swap, and my Fitbit was £90. I got the Inspire 2 heart rate one, and I'm not sure what Apple series I had, but it was 2019, 2018, so it was a while ago obviously when I bought it. The reason I made the switch was I didn't use my Apple Watch for notifications, for taking calls, for nothing like that. Like I literally never answered the phone on it. I never done anything like that. It was all for fitness. When my mum got the Fitbit, I could see what she could do in terms of tracking her calories, tracking her food, tracking her water, steps, and it just looked, from a fitness perspective, it looked a lot better for me. So I've wrote down on my iPad a few of the pros and cons, and I am gonna go through them for you. First issue for me was the Apple Watch charge was horrendous. So I love tracking my sleep, and with an Apple Watch I personally couldn't track my sleep with it. My Apple Watch, if I charged it overnight, would literally last from 6 AM to when I got into bed about 9 o'clock, but obviously it doesn't give me enough time to charge it, and I didn't want to charge it during the day because obviously it would miss out on steps. So I had a real big issue. I could never track my sleep, what I wanted to do. And my Fitbit charge, I think I've had it for what, 2-3 weeks now, and I think I've charged it twice. It lasts on full battery about 5 days, what is great because it is something I always forget to charge. And my Apple Watch, I would always forget to charge it, and then I'd be like, oh, I can't track my steps, or I can't track my sleep or anything. So that is the best part about Fitbit, is the battery part. If you want to track your sleep and you want to be able to wear it all day every day, a Fitbit is the way forward, because my Apple Watch just died. I had to charge it overnight. I'm presuming this was due to like notifications and everything, but yeah, the Apple Watch, even when I googled it, it said it lasts about a day, what just didn't work for me. Another thing that I briefly mentioned is that with a Fitbit you can log your food, and now I don't know if Apple Watch could do this. I could never figure out how to or anything. I know a lot of people who have an Apple Watch personally who use my Fitness Pal, what is great, and I did use that. But on a Fitbit you can log all of your food on there, so it takes you how many calories you've got left up and down as you're exercising, so it kind of works all together, if that makes sense. We're trying to figure out a calorie deficit, or whatever calories you want to be intaking every day, whether that's a calorie deficit or not. It is very hard with an Apple Watch, I find, to try and find that level, where a Fitbit literally does it all for you, and I just find that really handy. Obviously you can log your water as well, what I find really handy. That means that I definitely drink enough water, because I want to log that I've drank enough water, if that makes sense. So that is one really good thing about food and water. Another thing, if you're a girl, you can actually track your period, what I think is really good as well, because it just means it's all there. But the main one for me was the being able to track the food and being able to see how my calorie intake and outtake and how that levels out throughout the day. Another great thing about both of them, like, I'm not trying to knock Apple Watches, I used them for years, I absolutely loved mine. So another great thing that they both have is like mindfulness. I know Apple has Brave and Fitbit Premium has mindfulness. I'm not really sure what the difference between them two are. I love the Brave one because it come up on a notification on your Apple Watch and be like, take a breath, and it just kind of give you that 1 minute to relax and make sure you are actually breathing. Well, I know it sounds stupid, but sometimes if you're doing a lot lot of stuff, you won't actually breathe like properly. So I find that really handy. And again with Fitbit, mindfulness is so important at the minute, especially during lockdown. A lot of people can forget how important your mental health is compared to your like physical well-being. So I love that both watches, although they are a fitness watch, I love that they both incorporate that mental health aspect from it. I find that really good because a lot of fitness watches, people become obsessed with them. Like I used to become obsessed with closing my rings, like it was a bit of an issue. I love that they incorporate both physical health and mental health. Another great thing about both of them is that they both obviously have premium, and I think Fitness Plus for Apple is quite relatively new. I remember getting the notifications when I had my Apple Watch, and I know that they've got like workout videos on there, and also Fitbit Premium also has workout videos, what is really handy because obviously, you know, like don't get me wrong, I watch these YouTube videos and they're great. Obviously with a workout from your watch, you know that it's going to be a good workout, like you know it's going to get your heart pumping, it's going to get them endorphins running. I haven't actually used this aspect yet just because I have like pretty much the same workout routine every day, but I think that is really cool that they both have them aspects on there, just because it means everything's together. I pay $10.99 a month for my Fitbit Premium, but I actually got a year free with my Fitbit, so obviously I've not paid anything yet, what is really good. I don't know if you get that with Fitness Plus. I think you might get a 3-month trial. Most Apple software type things like that are a 3-month trial. That is really good that they both have exercise videos on there, and I love that both of them do, because obviously like some people don't want to be paying $10.99 a month for the premium and then have to go off and like buy fitness videos and everything. So I know Joe Wicks has a plan and everything, but I know that obviously costs more money. And another good thing with both of the watches is that you can share your data with a friend. So if you have an Apple Watch and your friend has an Apple Watch, you can share the data together. And with Fitbit you can like add friends on it. I literally just have my mum on it, but you can add friends on it and you can track what they're doing, and you can see if you're close to their targets, what is really cool. Because my mum got her Apple Watch before me, she's like 77,000 steps in front of me, but you can like taunt people on it, and it's quite funny because if I taunt my mum, it comes up on her Fitbit, but don't worry, Tasha Hackett is 77,000 steps behind you. And I'm like, cheers. So that is obviously really good that you can share your data. It kind of gets you, I find, especially in lockdown where you can't go out with your friends. Like obviously I know you can go your daily walks with them, but you can't really meet your friends, obviously. I find that really good way to engage with your friends, have a bit of a challenge, like set who can do 10,000 steps every day or something like that. Or you can say, oh, they burn 600 calories, like I want to one up there. I just find that competitive streak quite good because it'll keep you both going. And another thing with Fitbit is that you can actually set challenges with each other. So like me and my mum can set a challenge, who can burn the most calories, who can do the most steps and stuff like that. What I think is really cool, to be fair, especially at the minute. I've not actually done one yet, but I really like that idea that you can set challenges just through the watch. You don't have to be with the person, and obviously the watch tracks it. Another good thing about Fitbits are their auto recognition, and I know the Samsung watches do this, but I don't believe Apple watches do. Mine never did anyway. So the auto recognition is really handy. I have mine set for 10 minutes, so if I've been running for 10 minutes or walking for 10 minutes, it auto recognizes it, what is really handy. Because one thing I used to find with my Apple Watch was that I forgot to say that I was going on a walk, or I forgot to say I was going on a run, or I forgot to say that I was going to go on exercise on the Apple Watch, because obviously you had to do it manually, I believe. So I find the auto recognition really handy on the Fitbit. As I've said, one thing I love the Fitbit for is that I can track my sleep on there. I just love it, and honestly I will show you now. I always thought until I tracked my sleep that I had a relatively good night's sleep. The first time I used the Fitbit, I tracked my sleep obviously, and it was atrocious. Like one night I had 4 hours and 27 minutes sleep. Like how bad is that? And it tells you on the heart rate one, not on the normal one my mum has, but it tells you how long you've been asleep, the time you're awake in the middle of the night, your deep sleep, your REM, your sleeping heart rate and everything. What I find really handy. Another thing with like your Fitbit is you can set it to congratulate you when you hit 10,000 steps and stuff like that, which is obviously really handy. And both watches obviously track your heart rate. I know for the Fitbit one you have to pick the heart rate one. So I got the Inspire 2HR. My mum's doesn't actually track heart rate, but that is something really good if you like tracking your heart rate. I don't really look at it. Sometimes I I do, but it's not a huge be all and end all for me. Another thing with Fitbit you can do is guided programs, so like push-up prep, habits for restful sleep, intro to healthy habits and get more sleep, etc., mindful eating and stuff like that, which is really handy, especially during lockdown, to have a challenge. It's just, it keeps you going, like especially if I don't have any uni work to do, I'm kind of like at a lost cause, so I really like that idea of Fitbit. I'm not putting any of the watches down, this is just my personal preference. I know loads of people who have an Apple Watch, and I know loads of people with a Fitbit. It kind of depends on what you want the watch for, I think. I didn't use my Apple Watch for a social aspect whatsoever, and I also love the look of the Fitbit a lot more because it's a lot slimmer and it's not as bulky. But I obviously loved using my Apple Watch. I just thought I'd make this video because it's not often people have used both of them, and I thought I'd give my opinions. I hope this video helps any of you trying to decide whether to buy a Fitbit or an Apple Watch. And whatever you do, if you're into fitness, nutrition, health, etc., I would definitely recommend getting a fitness watch, whether that's a Samsung one, an Apple Watch, or a Fitbit. I do believe the Fitbit ones are the cheaper options, and honestly they are so good. And that is everything for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like me to do any more like fitness, health, nutrition content, please let me know in the comments below, because I absolutely love working out and I love eating healthy. Don't get me wrong, I love a McDonald's every now and again, and I'm getting one tonight, but you need a treat in lockdown, but you also need to keep yourself going, and I find fitness really helps me stay motivated. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time with a brand new upload. Bye.